Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars have turned into a literal clown show as fans are planning a massive protest of owner Shad Khan on their final home game on Sunday. Things have gone from bad to worse for the Jaguars. A team that looked like was finally on the rise to being a competent NFL franchise have hit rock bottom, the pit of despair. I'm going to break down everything going on with the Jags, give you my 2 cents on the whole situation. But if you could first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get these daily videos. Really helps the channel out a lot. Share this video if you think it's good. Trying to grow the channel, and I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get into it. Jacksonville Jaguars fans have had enough of owner Shad Khan. Shad Khan is the owner of the Jags since 2011, and he bought this team that was kind of a laughingstock of the NFL, and it looked like he was getting them in the right direction. They made an AFC Championship game in 2017, and they were just 6 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl. But things fell apart there. They got Brady'd, and the rest is history. And now look like they could be ruining the best quarterback prospect coming to the NFL since Peyton Manning and Trevor Lawrence. It's been an abject disaster, and I don't blame the fans for protesting. Neither does Trevor Lawrence, but they can't risk ruining Trevor Lawrence's career here. So let's look about this protest. So the fans have been using the last few weeks the clown emoji with the Shad Khan's mustache. Hey, we're not going to bash Shad Khan. He's got a great mustache. It's a great emoji. It's a great insult. It's a clown show, and they plan on dressing up like clowns with the mustaches all Sunday afternoon in protest for what Shad Khan has done with this team. It started with the firing and or hiring of Urban Meyer. That totally backfired, blew up in their face. It has not been good for them. And now Trevor Lawrence has not had a good season. Everything has gone wrong for them. Number 1 pick in the draft. He's been not looked good. The offense has looked atrocious. The defense has been okay. But things are spiraling, and they're spiraling out of control very fast for Trevor. They asked Trevor about the protest. He said he wouldn't do that, but he knows how they feel. You want to win a lot more games, so he gets the frustration. They've been really bad. They're 2-14. You know, if they lose this game, they're going to have the number 1 overall pick again after going 1-15 last year. Now, if they win and the Lions lose, the Lions are going to get the 1 pick, so they can't even lose correctly. It's been an abject disaster, total dumpster fire for the Jaguars. And I don't know how you fix this. Maybe you get a new owner. You need to be taken seriously. So let's look at the Jaguars. So Shad Khan bought the team in 2011. They went 5-11, fired their head coach, had Mel Tucker as their interim head coach. Maybe, had Mel Tucker as their interim head coach. Now the head coach of Michigan State's having a lot of success there. Hired Mike Mularkey, fired Mike Mularkey after a season, hired Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley lasted a little bit, but it was 4-12, 3-13, 5-11. He was fired in the middle of a 3-13 season. They hired Doug Marrone, and now it looked like they caught lightning in a bottle. They went 10-6. They won the division. They won the AFC South. They actually won their division. Then they won 2 playoff games and made it to the AFC Championship game at the Patriots. And they, like I said, they were leading with 6 minutes left, and they got Brady'd. And after that, 5-11, 6-10, 1-15. Doug Marrone's fired. They hire Urban Meyer this year. He doesn't make it the entire season. He gets fired. And now they're at a crossing road. Urban Meyer lasted what? I don't even know how many games Urban Meyer lasted. Just a disastrous start. It was a questionable hire. Some people loved it. Some people didn't like it. And Shad Khan can't get it right. Trent Baalke is the GM. People blame Trent Baalke, the GM, for this whole situation. He's been a mess. Absolutely terrible, terrible. The number 1 coaching candidate, Jim Harbaugh, not coming to Jacksonville because he hates Trent Baalke. So maybe get rid of Trent Baalke, figure this thing out. But a lot of this blame has to be on Shad Khan because the Jags looked like they were on the right track, looked like they fixed everything. They shipped off every defensive player. They had the Duval defense. That defense was nasty. Jalen Ramsey was on that. Miles Jack was a young rookie. They were absolutely tearing up. They were a frightening group of guys, and they just blew it up. They blew it up. Calais Campbell, obviously, on that defense as well. It was just, they blew up that defense in Jacksonville. The players were unhappy with Tom Coughlin, how it was being run. They had to clean house, and that goes on the owner. This goes on Shad Khan. I don't know if he wants to win. He's got his foot half in, half out with the team. He's trying to get the team to move to London. You can't do that. You can't have a franchise half in Jacksonville, half in London. We're not playing any more games in Europe. I mean, I know the NFL wants to put a team in London, but I just don't know how that's feasible. COVID really put a wrench in that plan. But things have gone from bad to worse. They're now being sued by one of their sponsors to get removed from the clown game on Sunday, as it's being, called. Roofclaim.com trying to get their sponsorship pulled. They had signed a 4-year deal this offseason. They're trying to get that money back. $30,000 in damages. They agreed to a $600,000 annually and an $18,000 increase every year for the sponsorship, but they were allowed to terminate the agreement if Urban Meyer was no longer the team's coach between the end of the third season and March of 2023 and March of 2024. They had to get out of this contract if Urban Meyer wasn't the coach. And now they're saying they tried to end the affiliation after Urban Meyer was fired. One of the worst coaching tenures in NFL history. I like that little suit there. But you can't do that. You can't break this contract. I know there's an out clause, but I don't think you can break this contract. I don't think there's a thing where it says, hey, you can get out of this if Urban Meyer's fired before them. Probably not. The Jaguars are now fighting it. The Roofclaim.com doesn't want to be any sort of sponsorship or headlining for the clown out, as they're calling it. They want no part of this. It's been an abject disaster. You have sponsors suing the team. You can't fill butts in the state seats. It's so bad in Jacksonville. And they were on such a good trajectory. I thought the Jags were going to be a competent team. The Jaguars have cool uniforms. They have something cooking there. It's a team you can root for. Nobody hates the Jaguars. But now they're a complete and total laughingstock of the NFL. They've reached the bottomless pit. It's a pit of despair. As you've seen, Jesus. Since 2000, so they went 11-5 and won a playoff game in 2011. Funnily, they beat the Steelers. It's been just so bad. They've had one winning season since 2007. They can't get this thing right. They can't figure it out. It's sad for a franchise that started off great when they came into the NFL under Tom Coughlin. Look at this. 4 straight playoff appearances for the Jaguars. Won the division twice. So they had a little slow stretch there in the middle there. But 2007, won 11 games. Won 12 games in 2005. So they were never a disastrous franchise. They weren't great. But now it's an total dumpster fire. They're the laughingstock of the league. Them and the Lions. Jags and Lions. Haha, it's a running joke how bad they are. They've won 3 games in 2 years, and it looks like nothing is getting better. I don't know how to fix this. You got to hire a head coach. You have to hire somebody who cares about winning. Urban Meyer was a total piece of shit, we now know. Didn't care about winning. Thought he was the man. He wasn't about it. They need a complete and total overhaul. It's a really sexy job if you want Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence still has a lot of talent. He didn't look good this year, but I blame a lot of that on the play calling. I blame a lot of that on the offense Urban Meyer brought in. Urban Meyer's offense could not work in the NFL. They have a good running back in James Robinson, but he suffered a season-ending Achilles injury, so who knows where that stands. The defense was pretty good in some games, not great in the other games, so I just don't know where you move on from here. This owner doesn't seem like he's committed to building a winning franchise. He seems like he just wants money, and the fans deserve a winning franchise. It's not fair to the fans who spend their hard-earned money to watch the team year after year, game after game. NFL tickets aren't cheap. And this franchise has turned into a laughingstock, like I said. I see no way out of this. I would like to fix this team, but I'm just a guy talking to a camera here. So it's going to take a lot of work. They need to hire the right guy. They probably need to hire a new GM. I don't know if Trent Baalke is the right guy. Some of the draft picks they made, some of the personnel decisions they've made under Baalke have been very, very suspect. They've gotten zero value out of all those draft picks of those guys they've shipped out of town, the Jalen Ramseys, the Calais Campbells. They've got nothing. They've built nothing with those picks. I bet nobody can name a single player on the Jacksonville Jaguar defense anymore. It's gotten that bad. Trevor Lawrence probably the only person you can name on the Jaguars for anybody that's not a diehard football fan. So really, really tough. And it needs to be fixed. I don't think the NFL needs to step in. But if Shad Khan, if you're not going to spend the money, if you're not going to build a winner, if you're not committing to building a winner, and you're more committed about making money, you need to go. This ain't for you. This league's about winning. Yeah, you make money, but guess what? Winning makes all the money in the world. You can't be a cheap son of a bitch. You got to drop the dough. You got to invest in your facilities, your personnel, your players, your team. It starts at the top. It starts with you. You are leadership. Be a leader. You're obviously a smart man. You made $1 bajillion in your life. Maybe you got to surround yourself with great people. Start with that. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, give it a share. It really helps the channel out a lot, helps us grow, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.